And we're back. Hello, everybody. Ooh, very subtle creep happening. Nothing too obvious. Just a little bit. Like we're not. Let's try to ramp it up a little bit this time, shall we? As a three-act horror tends to work, until things hit the fan, it seems like everything is fine. And let's hope it kind of stays that way. Hopefully. Y'all walk down the stairs. Again, it feels like a crypt, a mausoleum of sorts, but it's just more of a mausoleum to older New York in a way. A leftover relic of a time period long past. You see these grand archways, green tile. There's like skylight is the first thing you see that, like, if y'all had been walking through the park to get to this, y'all saw like notched the glass in the ground, and it was very deep, like it went deep into the ground, and you realize that you're kind of walking as you walk down into the station underneath where you just walked over. It's a skylight, gorgeous. um the design of this is kind of reminiscent of old New York a little bit. It's not quite art deco. It's Gustavino style tile work is what you notice. Intricate patterns are made, and you're wondering, like, why did they close this place down? Like, it looks like it could have still been used in a way. It looks pristine, like it has upkeep to it, but it could just be like, um, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not quite a relic of the past, but it's like a because of historical significance, like it gets upkept because of it. That's what it's giving the vibe of. The air is like somewhat stale in a way, but you can kind of hear the echoes of other subways distantly from where you are. It's very muffled though, so like this truck should not be in service at the moment. Um, but it is still connected. It's curved when you walk down these stairs, so like you can kind of see the end of the platform from the other end. It's a really short platform, this curve. It looks like it can only fit maybe 4 or 5 cars, whereas subway trains present day wise can be longer than that. So you're wondering, maybe because more people need to be on tracks, this isn't really ideal for large masses of people. Um, and it was kind of designed to pick people up and go in the opposite direction once it entered. So nice little curve of sorts. The lights are on, but just enough so that you can see what's going on. Otherwise, like, the station on either exit and out into the other lanes of trains that you can see through the barrier, it's just darkness. This is what you can tell. Kind of creepy, but it's abandoned, so kind of makes sense. It increases the creep factor. You hear the thud of Rose's cane as she's walking and leading y'all through to the platform, center of either end of this small curve, and turns to y'all. She has a satchel of her own. She sits down, slowly, like, gets to the floor, sinks down to her knees, crosses them, takes stuff out of her bag, candles. different kinds of scents and smells, dried flowers, like a cloth to lay down, and kind of gestures you all to sit as well. You all look at each other, unaware of who everyone is. You realize that you're among familiar faces and strangers. But y'all look at each other, and you sink to the floor and sit as comfortably as you can on the concrete. And she sets up her items in a way that kind of is reminiscent of a, not quite a cross, not in like in the Christian sense, but like two intersections of sorts. Something in each section of that intersection. Like flowers, water, something reminiscent of what you might gather elements of our world. Ashes for fire, stuff like that. And she lights candles. And the smell is nondescript. It doesn't really have a smell, but it smells like wax is the closest you can get to. But the scents that seem to be on those items that she has gathered, like dried rose, for instance, you smell those things, earthy. And it's weirdly comforting in this cavernous place. She claps her hands, closes her eyes, gestures for you all. Can y'all bring forward your items, please? The darker skinned man, like, nods. He's like, Justin. And then he pulls out this beaten and torn journal, like leather bound with like a little string that's a part of it. And it looks like it's been lovingly through hell. Like whoever this belonged to used it to the bone. Like they wrote in it. They damaged this thing. They broke the spine, everything to this book. But there's like a fond smile on his face. This was my wife's. And she loved to write poetry, do paintings, stuff like that. Like, she didn't do journaling. Like how people normally do journaling. Like you write something. No, like she had to sketch what she saw. She had to like turn it into art. Everything she saw. Spoken word. I loved it and I hated it at the same time. Like, can't you just be direct? Can't you just do that? And like looks at it and puts it down. What I'll give to have her start a whole new book again. Oh. Someone go next, please. Anybody. Jeez.
Yeah, I'll go. I have a 𝒕𝒉𝒂𝒏𝒈, hand illustrated, and it was important to me. She was important to me. Not many people knew me as well as Bianca did. And I honestly don't know if anyone else ever will again. So this is the strongest connection I think I have to her, and I really hope this works.
You see Rose nod, and that knowing stare, that piercing stare goes through you again. Like searching through your whole being it's a weird feeling, but this is a very soul-bearing thing you're doing, so it makes sense. It's not judging, at the very least. It's just intense. And then next person, woman with black hair, cut perfectly. My name's Amy. I know Rose from publication. I'm an author of sorts. So she's published books of mine, or at least helped me get books published. And then I would say Valeria, you might know this. Amy Chang is a well-known writer in the New York City area. So you kind of like do a double take. Like, you might not have read her work before, but you've definitely seen the covers of her books in Barnes and Nobles and stuff like that. You're like, what? I guess kind of what you take. And same thing with the younger white gentleman that looks like he's like a bro kind of situation, getting ready to go to like a party. Also does like a double take, but it's as if like, oh snap, like yeah. She pulls out from her purse a perfume bottle. It's like one of those old ones where like you squeeze the little perfume bit and it dusts in like a really cute way. You can actually see the outline. And she says, my mom loved to make perfumes, and she made a custom perfume just for me. It was very old lady-esque. And she laughs. And I kept on telling her, I don't want to smell like an old lady at my age, Mom. Try something youthful and floral, not old and dry and floral, but it had I dulled it down, or she dulled it down for me so that it would match what my profile is of smells. And she kept on doing it and doing it until she got it right. And she puts the perfume down. And her face gets kind of like, not stoned, but stoic, like she doesn't really want to delve further than that.
And Valeria sort of pulls the chef's coat out of like a tote bag that they had. Bianca was my fiance, but she was also my best friend. We told each other everything. Almost everything. And I miss her every day. And she just kind of gently places the monogrammed chef's coat.
Rose looks down at you. Or, sorry, like, not down. Looks at you. And, like, kind of reaches out, put a hand on your hand, squeezes it reassuringly. And the sky with, like, chestnut brown hair, like, light brown eyes, nods. It's my turn, right? I'm the last one. I'm Nathan Robinson. I'm an actor on Broadway. Really getting into it now. And I got distracted with a lot of, networking, getting to know people, being in different rooms and talking to different people and trying to make my way that I didn't know. Robert, my brother. He died. I didn't know he had a problem. He hid it so well from me, where maybe he was shit at hiding it and I was just too up my own ass to know he was hurting. He wanted me to make it so bad, but he was hurting so bad. I wish I just, fuck it. Like, I just wish I was there for him. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out like a coin. And it's not like a quarter or anything like that. It looks like a coin that you might get, like someone made it, minted it or something like that. And it looks like brass or something like that. Custom done. He's like, we went to like a fair near our house growing up, and we would try to do tricks with it, like big on magic tricks and doing like those little like, now you see me, now you don't bullshits. And he got that for me. Obviously, I'm not a magician now, and I think it's kind of bullshit now. But growing up, I thought it was rad, and I never didn't have it. I always had it in my pocket for good luck. I always thought of him. Puts it down. Rose notes. Thank you for sharing and presenting these memories. That's what's really important. We need these things to tether us. We need them to tether us back to the present. Because we're going to do something that will take us away in a way. If we're going to go see our loved ones, that means we need to go right up to the line to say hi. It should be, if y'all have your ties to these things, it should be fine. She lights the candles. And she reaches her hands out for everyone to grab. So like make a circle. Y'all are naturally in a circle. So kind of instructs you to hold each other's hands. We're going to be passing energies between each other in a way. Like, we're all human. Keep the chain locked. Do not break it. She closes her eyes. And those flickering flames illuminate you. There's a warmth of those stories. There's a warmth from the candles. There's a warmth of knowing you're not alone in your grief. The different forms it takes. The guilt that it takes. The regret it takes. That's a little reassuring as well. And she says, to the north is my body. To the south is my soul. To the east is my heart. And to the west is my memories. She grips, and you feel a surge of sorts pulse through you. It's very automatic of, what the fuck was that kind of situation? If y'all had any doubts about, this is kind of weird, this ain't nothing, you doubt yourself maybe in that moment of feeling that surge of energy pulse through your arms, pass from your finger over here to the other side, and it goes through and it passes through, and it happens really quick, one direction and the next. The heat of the candles light just a little bit more before going down. And you drop each other's hands. It feels natural to do so. Like this was the right call to drop. Nathan's like, whoa, what was that? And then you hear the squeaking of wheels in the distance. A train is coming. And you see lights turn in from that curve slowly, and approach and round. And you see the 4 cars of this, what looks like an old-timey train, maybe from the 1940s, 50s. It looks pristine. It looks like it's new and polished. Well, you can tell no one's operating it. And the doors slide open. Rose stands up, uses her cane for assistance, wipes her knees. Shall we?
I had some weird things happen to me with trains today and a few days ago, and I didn't realize we were going to be like getting onto. I thought it was just here. Is there anything I should know about this, or?
Did you also stand up?
Yeah.
You look down from where you just stood up from, and you realize your body's still there.
Oh, I feel like maybe there should have been a warning. before we did this. I'm surprisingly okay with this right now.
The Rose laughs.
Also, and I think like Sera looks over at Valeria and is just like, maybe we just like should have been a little clearer with certain people about what we were doing here today.
I
think
apologize.
Valeria's-
I don't know if I could have told you that you would be. Rose rolls her eyes to the ceiling, the skylight, and thinks that you were going to be separated from your body to go on an astral journey to see your loved one in the afterlife. Is that not what you thought was happening?
I just like look at you, Valeria, like,
Valeria is staring at Rose like she has grown a second head. You said a seance? This is not what a seance is in
I
the
said it was a
movies.
seance ritual of sorts. Yes.
Yeah, but like,
Did you want to stop, dear?
Valeria looks at Sera.
I mean, I can't speak for you, but to see her again, I'd do anything.
I would too. You see Jason, like, I would too. This is some weird stuff. Like, you see him, it looks like him, right? Like, it looks, you can't see through him or anything like that. But you also see his body slumped over, legs crossed. Your hands are still joined. But I need to say goodbye properly. I knew I was getting into some freaky shit. I don't know how freaky. And he turns to Rose. We can stop whenever, right? She nods.
I just hold my hand out to Valeria to help her up, should she choose to take it.
Rose, we are going to have a long talk later about disclosure. And she takes Sera's hand.
She just like side eyes you, like, how is like her face? Like, how would I disclose that properly? But nods, raises her hands. That's fair. Shall we? Nathan is like kind of frozen in his spot. He's still like processing like what the fuck is happening. Amy is looking around and looking at her body and kind of like trying to tap it, like kind of trying to bop her head and like move her, but it doesn't seem to be working. The body doesn't seem to register it. The movement is happening, like her body is moving, but like it's like, oh, this is inspiring as fuck. Amy, like Amy says, it's like, this is astral projection. Did you give us something? Like, she's like, no, nah, just your items and this ritual. Freaky. She stands to like her high heels, red bottoms, and confidently walks onto the train in front of everybody else. Rose just like, okay. Anybody else want to back out? I can send you back and you can wait for us. All right. You all agree. You all carefully, one by one, board the train. And it's very comfortable in here. It looks polished and new. Nothing like the cavernous old relic. It's a living relic of sorts. You all sit, some of y'all across from each other of the platform. The doors close. And you all move forward. And it seems like you travel through the dark for a while. Then it's like you came out of a tunnel and outside. There's sun. Doesn't make sense for the time period. Like, it's nighttime. You see countryside in a way, or trees, a sky that's gray but no rain, a whistling of wind. And then that happens for a little bit. Valeria and Sera, y'all are sitting next to each other, across from each other.
Next to each other, I think.
There's a lot of stuff that seems to be unsaid between you two. It's awkward, it's weird. You kind of alluded to things describing the items that you bought. And that weighs heavy over you. Do y'all say anything to each other?
I think Sera is sitting in the silence. The item is back with our bodies, I assume. Yeah, Sera is sitting in that awkward silence and kind of just taking in like the world that we've stepped into. They're doing what they think is being present, but their mind is just racing. Like they're not present at all. Like their mind is totally just going a mile a minute, and they're sort of just like staring at everything around them. Once in a while, they glance over at Valeria with like a expression, like a kind of harried, and a little confused, and a little bit sad.
And I think Valeria is doing the exact same thing.
There is Nathan, who is like sitting, y'all are sitting next to each other. He's sitting across from y'all, and he's like looking between you two. Like has like that expression as he's like looking at both y'all for a little bit. What is this? What is this? Gestures to both of you, like this explains the overarching situation he's talking about. Axes?
What's what? Us?
Yeah, you too.
No.
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 No, not at all.
Okay.
No.
No.
But y'all know each other.
No.
No.
But y'all are technically it's
Mourning the same person.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Your ex like points to Valeria.
Yes.
Yes.
Your friend or ex points to you, Sera.
My ex.
Like sees Valeria making a face. Oh. You know, I shouldn't have said anything. I was genuinely curious. I thought that like since I bared my soul out, I just wanted to get to the bottom of your stories. Didn't know. You didn't know that. Did ya?
Your ex.
There's probably a better time to talk about this. Yes is the short answer. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It was a long time ago. And I just miss her. We were very close friends for a long time.
She never mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm gathering that. And gotta tell you, it's not great. But it's fine, you know. It was. I'm sure for her, it must have been puppy love. You're the prize. You had the ring. You were gonna spend the rest of your life with her. Who cares what came before, right? You don't need to care about what came before.
How often were you talking to each other?
I mean, when we were together, it was all the time. We were
After the
inseparable.
move?
Two, 3 times a week. Comments on social. Just chit chat. Nothing like you think. Nothing. For giving me this face. It wasn't.
Oh
That she
no.
She was very in love with you. I know all of this about you. She talked about you a lot. She said she thought I would like you. You're cute.
She said you talked on holidays and birthdays.
Yeah. We did that too. I didn't realize how she felt about me, that I needed to be like hid. Well, I'd like to see her. It's okay. We don't have to do any of this right now. We have time. We've got tons of time to talk about whatever you want in excruciating detail, apparently.
Can you both roll for me? And I would ask, y'all just revealed memories in a way that kind of contradict each other. So y'all are feeling the kind of way you're astral projecting right now, which you didn't know that was a thing, really. You thought that was made up, but you're doing it now. And some stuff just got revealed about your ex and your fiance. I would like y'all to roll, but if you want to bring in a scar about the past having to do with Bianca, how about the same day? Her hiding you from each other.
I think a scar for Sera. There's voicemail messages. They never clear their inbox. When they do, it's like only telemarketers, phone calls and stuff. It's like if their mom calls or their boss calls or somebody who matters to them calls them and leaves a voice note, they keep it. And I think coming out of that nightmare, after they were calm again, she went back and listened to a handful of voice notes just to hear Bianca's voice. And at the time, it felt innocuous. It felt simple, right? Like, she's busy. I know she's busy. She's a fancy chef at like a fancy restaurant. Like, she's got people waiting on her all the time. She's got to serve all these people. But I think hearing it now back in her mind, even hearing it a little earlier today, kind of meditating on that scratch in the picture, I think Sera has realized that the hurriedness of the voice note, her trying to get off the phone, the whispers and like the muffled sounds of her voice, that all of that was hiding. It wasn't her being just busy. It was, no one can know that we're talking, and then I'm leaving this voice note for you at 2:00 in the morning.
I'm gonna write your element as hidden X. Add an extra dice when you roll, but since you used a scar, increase your anxiety by 2. Valeria, if you would like to do the same day of like hey, what's going on? Or a different day where you're like, you're acting kind of weird. What's that?
Same day. I think we had a fight about bigger picture future stuff. I think Bianca had indicated that she wanted a family, and Valeria was not as receptive as she could have been. I think Valeria was very rigid about a lot of things. And I think in this moment, reflecting on that, Valeria is realizing that maybe Bianca felt trapped in that.
Okay. What would we call this element of yours?
Trouble in Paradise.
Roll. You're going to be rolling at tenths. We have 2 dice to roll. Take the highest number of whatever you got.
6.
Amazing.
Thank God for scars, because I definitely got a 1.
5.
5. All right, so increased dread. Anything else happens? Y'all look at each other, and some stuff clicks into place a little bit about Bianca. For you, Valeria, it feels like stuff unsaid. Maybe it didn't seem like there's any doubts about wanting to marry you, but also there were things that you feel that she put on the back burner so that she could be with you. For you, Sera, it felt like stuff unsaid in a way of what could have been, but also not wanting to lose you as a friend, but not being honest with you about a lot of things, hiding you from her current life in a way. You weren't a part of it. You could have been if maybe she was honest. You're not sure if you should be angry with each other or victims of circumstance in regards to this. The third person's no longer here to defend themselves or explain themselves. And then there's a shudder, a sudden cold that falls through the car. The outside turns black as if you went into another tunnel. It's very sudden though, like you're just like, whoa. Weren't expecting it. There's lights inside the cabin, but it's very low, and you turn to Rose to see like, hey, like, weird, huh? Kind of situation. And Rose looks concerned. She looks up. This isn't supposed to happen.
I thought you were like an expert or
I
something.
am an expert at it. But she stands and looks at everybody, looks at everyone's faces carefully. Either someone lied about an item they bought with them, or someone's lying about who they are. She's looking at all of you carefully and walking down the line and checking faces carefully. And as she approaches Amy, stands in front of Amy carefully. She looks down at her. Amy stares up at her, and it's weird. It's blank. It's like no emotion or emoting or anything. It's like just a person staring, truly, through Rose. She says, "Who are you?" And Amy smiles sweetly. And then the lights go out in the cabin. There's noises of like different voices, like you're going through a tunnel of choirs of people. And you're searching to see if you can see anyone in the dark, but you can't. You're seated. You don't think it's a wise decision to stand right now. And then you blink in the dark and you find yourself alone. You're no longer in a car. You're you, Valeria. You find yourself standing in a park in New York City. Partly cloudy, sun. Warm-ish? Like it's spring turning into summer. Beautiful day for New York, all things considered. You're sitting on a bench. You just finished ice cream gotten from a vendor. And you see Bianca sitting next to you, smiling. Want to get another round? You feel like you just left a train car where there might have been an intruder. And now you're standing in front of your dead fiance, who is smiling at you warmly, lovingly.
I think Valeria looks around, shakes their head a little bit, looks at Bianca, and just kind of like goes to touch her face. Just to be like, what is happening? Is she really like, is this real? What is real? Like,
Sorry, reaching for her face. Is it like a touch, like a poke,
yeah,
like a okay, like reach
like a
forward to like
caress.
touch her cheek with your pointer and middle finger. Feels warm against your fingers. And she like furrows her eyebrows at you, like looks down at your fingers and like takes it to cup it in her hands. Like smiles at you. You okay?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, ice cream sounds, yeah, another round sounds great, babe.
Uh, yeah. Pistachio again or something else?
Pistachio always.
All right. Don't go anywhere. And she smiles and you see like just a little bit of nerves. And you know what those nerves are. You know what's gonna happen right now. She's gonna go to the ice cream place. It's like a little like hipstery spot, like a truck like in the park, like homemade, like churned by hand ice cream. She's gonna take it and she's gonna like bury the ice cream between two scoops. She's gonna bury the ring that you're currently wearing. Not here though. In between two scoops. And you're like, what is happening? What is this? What? Do you feel tense right now? Or do you feel desperate right now?
I think desperate.
Okay, that's valid. Um, if you roll, do you feel like you want to figure out what's going on in the situation, get out of the situation? What do you think you're doing?
Probably figure out what's going on.
So desperately, you're trying to
Because,
figure that out. If
yes.
you want to pull an element, I don't know if Trouble in Paradise would work. You do not have to use another, if you're using it and you can explain how, you don't have to increase your anxiety again.
Hmm.
It's just like, explain how it applies in the situation.
Hmm.
If not, new scar. Or you're pushing, no, you can't push yourself on desperate, never mind. um, you would have to work in another scar of some sort if you wanted to, if that does not work.
Okay, I think I have an argument for Trouble in Paradise.
Mm,
Because like this is a very like picturesque, serene moment, and I think using that like reality of like, oh, you lied, to like ground Valeria in that moment of like, this is different now. This is not the same memory that it was like an hour ago.
okay. Like recolored the lens of this moment.
Mhm.
Use it. You have two dice to roll now for
Okay.
desperate. So high risk, high reward. What's the highest roll you have?
One.
You just got ones?
Hmm.
Okay. Increase your despair by one. Dread goes up by two. We are at 7. Um, suffer a severe consequence. Okay.
I'm in danger.
You're in danger. So you're sitting. You see Bianca talking to the person. And you don't see the exchange or anything like that. It seems like maybe that was pre-planned with this person to put the ring in that. Walking back with cups of ice cream and sitting beside you and smiling at you. They have like a lavender ice cream of some sort with a wafer like buried. Eating it. And Shiloh looking up at you. How is it?
Good.
Are you
It's real
okay?
good. Yeah. Just I'm tired.
Like gives you a look like, come on now. Like that look that you know that she's like she knows you're lying about how you're feeling. Come on, talk to me.
I it's just work's been busy. How much do you really talk to Sarah?
What? What brought that on?
I know you do. Just why is it so secret? Why?
Um I talked to Sarah like I said, like holidays. Not that
2 to 3
often.
times a week?
What are you asking me right now?
Why did you lie, Bianca?
Puts the ice cream down. I don't know what you're talking about. She's definitely lying right now. Like you could tell her faces that she makes when she's holding something back.
if you're just friends, I don't understand.
Can we talk about this another time right now? Like I'll tell you everything. Just not today.
What if we don't get another chance then right now?
Why wouldn't we get another chance? Like we live together. We go to the same place after we go to work and we come back and we talk all the time. Like, why would I not have a chance to talk to you about it?
Because this isn't real right now, Bianca. I think they get up.
Whoa, hold on. Like, also stands up. What do you mean this isn't real? What we have is real. That's
And
not a lie.
I think Valeria is looking like for anything wrong with like the current moment that could like indicate that this is not like this is like to validate her like knowing that this is not real.
I wouldn't make you roll, but you have a severe consequence coming up. So if you want to roll again and just stockpile that consequence, we can. Like,
Why not? Why not?
all right, cool. Desperate again?
Yep.
You can use Trouble in Paradise again. So 2 dice.
Yep. Neat. Let's do it. That's a 3. What's the other one gonna be? That's a 4.
That's better. All right. Dread goes up again. I have 9. I'm going to use it at some point, I promise. So you tell me, choose a severe consequence or raise your despair by 1.
Take the despair, please.
Your despair increases to 2. So you only have 1 in the chamber severe consequence aimed at you. So that's good instead of 2. And you look around as like she's trying to get your attention to look back at her. Like, what are you talking about? She's looking worried and not quite hurt. That's not the situation. More like mixture of found out, mixture of I should have said something kind of situation, but trying to like, I want to fix it. So there's like that determination behind her eyes. And you're looking to see if there's anything out of place. And you see the person at the ice cream booth doesn't have a face. And they're looking at you. You feel like they're looking at you. It's very pointed. It's very drilling into your being and your core.
Okay.
Bianca like steps into your vision. Like, talk to me, okay? Like, what do you mean this isn't real?
Like, no, look at, and I think Valeria takes Bianca by the shoulders and turns her to like look at the guy and just like points.
You see that guy, still no face, like hands up, kind of like looking, like arms on like the countertop of that area where opening to give food, and he's waving at both of you, and Bianca like just tilts her head. What's wrong with him?
He doesn't have a face, babe.
Maybe he doesn't have a face. He just like smiles and like slowly waves back at him. Like, you turn to point again. Look, he doesn't have a face. You notice he does have a face. And you blink because the moment was there that the person didn't have a face. Now they do. And you're like, what? And then you turn and you see Bianca does not have a face. She's right there, peering over you. It seems like her body elongates a little bit and goes, kind of crouches over you. Like you hear the snapping of bone, probably vertebrae, to elongate a little bit. And it's like the world bends around you. The people around you stop moving. It's quiet. And a faceless person with elongated, twisted features of your loved one, arms long, is peering down at you and reaches for your face, and their fingers are sharp. And you feel the line of those fingers lightly trace the outside of your face, and you feel a sharp pain from that edge, and it's tracing the outer edge of you. You realize it's very caressing, but it hurts. They have a point they're doing. They're trying to do something to you. What do you do?
I would like to flee.
Roll.
Don't fuck this up for me. Don't fuck this up for me.
And I don't think you can use Trouble in Paradise for this one.
No.
So you only have a desperate with one roll.
The 4.
You pass, but Dread goes up to 11. I am going to take 4 from that, and I'm going to give Sera 1 despair. Just so that we're matching paces a little bit. You did succeed, though. You tug out of this creature, the elongated mess of your partner, possibly long-limbed, pale face with no orifices. You can kind of see the dip of an eye socket, the shape of a nose, the flatness of the mouth behind skin. It cracks its neck, and as if looking at you, observing you, and does it again to the other side, and starts moving forward as you both in the opposite direction. You stumble a little bit. That's it. You got a 4?
Mm-hmm.
Choose severe consequence or raise your despair by 1.
Despair, please.
Okay. Like, and you run. And it's like this space, this New York space, warps and changes, and it turns into this nightmare escape of the place that you live. You barely recognize it. You go to you, Sera. You open your eyes and you wake up. You can answer this question for me. Did you and Bianca live in the same apartment together?
I don't think we ever like fully moved in. But like she had her stuff at my place, I had my stuff at her place, kind of thing.
Okay.
I think that the move into an apartment would have been if I had gone to New York.
Okay. You wake up at Bianca's Seattle apartment. The difference with your apartments mostly was the windows, I would say, like in terms of the size, the shape, kind of similar, but this had like was it floor to ceiling windows? Only on one side, so that was like a talking point for guests. Like, yes, look at the wall of windows. We could have such a good view of the building next door, instead of a view of something. But it was a funny talking piece. You're faced that way. You wake up facing the building across. Then you're like, okay. And then you hear like a tapping of glass as if to get your attention from behind you.
Yes.
Turn around and you see Bianca, similar frame to like the picture, but the main difference was her red hair was longer. She had cut it to be shoulder length, so it was easier to get out of the way when working. But her hair is now in like a messy French braid. Um, her crooked smile beaming at you. She's at the island in the kitchen. So like there's the living room with the couch and the TV, and then you have to walk across. It's all connected kind of situation. And she's like, I think I figured it out. Your
Yeah?
dessert of choice? Yeah,
You cracked it?
I think I did. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
All right, what do you got?
Now, hear me out. Vanilla orchid eclairs.
So like the bean and the flower.
Yeah. The smell, I was able to capture the smell of an orchid and turn that into a flavor. Huh?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Wow. Topped with chocolate or like the clear like craquelin?
Topped with chocolate, like a little drizzle, like I was able to do. I feel like just enough. I don't want it to like fully throw off the flavor profile. You know, strong chocolate can be. But
White chocolate.
what did I think about? And then like immediately like scrambles to go to a different like cupboard and like looks for white chocolate to see if like she can melt it down right now. And you just giggle as she's trying to find it. She's like, I don't think I have any. Like threw her head against the was it like the shelf? As she's like, I think I ran out. All I have is dark chocolate and milk chocolate.
Give it to me naked. Purposely
Looks over her shoulder like,
suggestive, like
okay, listen. Eat your food first. And then maybe. I mean, no, you eat it naked now. But later, enjoy yourself. Like turns back around, continues to like throw their face into their hands on the countertop.
I think I pick one up, and take in a big breath, big whiff. Love florals. Something that we had in common. Really enjoying floral like delicacies and desserts.
Mm-hmm.
And the second that I bite in, like it tastes like love and it tastes like romance, and it's got this beautiful creaminess to the filling, to the pastry cream, and it's just brilliant. Like it's brilliant, like everything she makes. And I think I go up behind her and sort of like pull her away from the shelf and like back into me. And just kind of just stand there and like rock her back and forth, stroke her arms and like tuck the little strays of hair away from her face, and then turn her around to face me and just give her a really long kiss.
When you do that, you're rocking her and like she's trying to like, the bashful nature is coming through. You see her ears are like red. The like down her neck is red because like I wasn't expecting that kind of situation. I was just trying to make you a really nice thing, and now maybe turn around, kiss her, mind goes blank. You stay there for a while, and you pull away. Her eyes are still closed. She's taking that in like, you didn't eat it yet. You should do that.
I had some. I take another
Shut up.
bite, and then I like pointed at her face to give her some.
She smiles, takes a bite, chews it.
Maybe your best thing yet.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like takes a moment. Oh my God.
So you see where this is coming from.
I get it. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. I need to like write this down.
You go write it down, and then like Sarah just crams, like I cram the rest of it in my face, just like unceremoniously, just like, and I will, I can provide a soundtrack.
Yeah. Yeah, do that.
I go to get my cello from the other room.
Oh my god. uh, she watches you for a moment as you go down the hallway. Her face changes, not in like a, just more of a, wait, hold on. Uh, come here for a moment.
Yeah. What's
And
wrong?
like, you walk back and you see those hazel eyes piercing and calculating and piercing through you. Kind of looks between your eyes, just takes your face in. Uh, Takes a seat at the bar, like I'm on a bar stool, and pulls you by the hands in. You know I never stopped loving you, right?
Oh, not a memory.
Kind of a
Yeah,
memory.
I was hoping you didn't.
How could I?
I'd never want to take away from what you have. Valeria is adorable, like you said.
Adorable. I love her so much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
you
love
guys
you
are great
too.
together.
I never stop thinking about what could have happened. And I don't think I was fair to you or her on that.
I agree it wasn't fair to her. I'm here with her now, and I don't know how
What do you
to
mean?
talk about us.
What do you mean she's here?
I'm visiting you.
I know, but I thought you was just you. Where is she?
No, he's here too. Are you having your own talk with them?
I can only do one at a time, Sarah.
Oh, oh, listen, uh, I'm gonna stay here. You should go find her. However this works, can you go? Can we go find? Someone needs to find her. Where are they?
There's a moment where kind of looking down, like there's a processing that crosses her face. I don't feel her anywhere. Are you sure she's here?
I am positive that she is here. The last thing I said to her, unfortunately, was that you and I used to date, which she didn't seem to know.
Yeah, because I'm an asshole. That's why. I didn't know how to tell her. You know
It's
when
fine.
you.
You can tell her now, but we need to find her because
Yes, I
I don't know
know, I
where they
know.
are.
I just give me a fucking second. Stands up, holds your shoulders. All right. If I leave you here, if something's wrong, someone, something might be around.
Um,
You know how like ooh, I'm trying to how do I compare? How do I do this? And like she starts pacing. Like, you know how there's like a boundary of things. And some things stay on that side, and then there's stuff on the other side. And you can never cross, but sometimes you get passage temporarily, like a visa of sorts. Someone gave you that visa. But sometimes things are waiting to make their way in. during the passage.
You know, on the train, Rose did say that one of us was not who we said we were. It wasn't me. It wasn't Valeria, but
Oh God. Okay.
just go find her. Just go
I
find
will.
her.
I will.
I'll be fine.
Looks at you, grabs you by the shoulders, kisses you deeply.
I think like in the wake of the kiss, like Sarah's mind just goes blank. And they just kind of like stumble back and sit on the sofa. It's fine. I'll be fine. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to play music and I will wait for you to come back.
Yeah. I have a fiance. Like walks away, and then you see her go around the island, go like if there's like a wall going to the front door. When she should be passing, you don't see her come from the other side. She's just gone. And you're just in this space.
You know, on the train, Rose did say that one of us was not who we said we were. It wasn't me. It wasn't Valeria, but
Oh God. Okay.
just go find her. Just go
I
find her.
will. I will.
I'll be fine.
Looks at you, grabs you by the shoulders, kisses you deeply.
I think like in the wake of the kiss, like Sarah's mind just goes blank. And they just kind of like stumble back and sit on the sofa. It's fine. I'll be fine. I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna play music, and I will wait for you to come back.
Yeah. I have a fiance. And like walks away, and then you see her go around the island, go like if there's like a wall going to the front door. When she should be passing, you don't see her come from the other side. She's just gone. And you're just in this space. I need you both to roll a desperate roll for me. And I'm not going to tell you what it's for.
3.
Okay.
4.
That's better. I think you failed. Yes, you did. Increase your despair by 1. Dread goes up by 2. I'm going to take 4 dread, increase yours to 3. So that y'all are twinsies. Wait, do I also increase
My
it?
despair is a 3 now?
Yeah, your despair is now 3.
Oh God.
I'm trying to like keep y'all leveled, you know?
Oh.
Trying to keep it fresh, you know? But you failed and Valeria passed, right? Okay. Ooh. I'm telling the story here. Valeria, you are running through this park that seems to never end. You should have left the park at some point to get to the street, but it seems like it warps and shifts the land in front of you. Kind of like checker pieces a little bit. Like it shifts by grid. And it makes no sense, and it kind of makes you queasy. Sick in a way. There's blood on the side of you that's slowly pooling. And it's like a sharp sting. It's a little deeper than you expected it to be. And also you didn't expect to feel pain. You're not in your body right now, so like you're not sure how this works exactly. If you get hurt or killed or something happens to you in this state, what happens to you? That doesn't make you feel great. You feel the thuds of footsteps that are lumbering behind you, and it seems like it's always at a constant space at the same pacing. And then you finally, with great effort, make to the edge of the park. And it's like that hellscape with colors of green, black, grays, warped sky, warped landscape, snap back into what it used to be. And you see Bianca running after you, or Bianca, as you remember her. Okay, hold on. Okay. Stop running, please. Oh, God. Are you okay?
You just tried to like eat my face. No, I'm not
What are you talking
okay.
about? No, I didn't. I
What?
didn't try to eat your face. What happened to your face? And she like makes a face and like walks over to you and holds the sides of your face and turns it. What the fuck happened?
You were proposing to me again, and then you turned into a faceless, long thing, And then you tried to.
Looks around you. You take a moment and you realize that, like, you sound ludicrous right now. You sound like, what? The words you just said. Bianca, if she heard you saying these things from what you remember, she would have been like, okay, do we need to go back home and you need to take a nap? You know, that's what you would expect her to say, but instead she, like, believes you, and looks around. Okay, you're here as a visit, right?
Yes, that was the plan.
Okay, we need to go. You need to get out of here, okay?
Okay.
If, looks at your face again. If that's what I think it is, you are definitely not safe here. Something came with you. How many people were with you?
Rose and like 3 other people?
Rose.
You remember
Rose not
Rose?
gonna Rose not gonna do the thing.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh. Well, all things considered, and your face sliced and like gingerly holds the side of your face. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad at you right now.
I know.
Okay. Wait, did Sarah get the real you and I got the face stealing you?
I think so.
Damn it.
I don't know how it works. I just all I saw was one person here. Like they were. It's like, you know, someone in the waiting room lobby kind of situation. Like I
Oh,
just saw one person here.
it's fair, I guess. I guess. I say like I've done this before. I don't know.
Let's go.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
let's go.
Grab your arm and your hand interweaves the fingers. And it's like you pass through, like there's like a little bit of resistance if you're passing through something. It shimmers. If it's like your body needs to turn sideways to enter kind of situation. The what you see shifts and changes into different landscapes in different places. Like you're walking through different memories of yours together. The memories you have together. Meeting each other. Having dinner. Going to that bakery. And it's like moseying, passing as you're shifting through these. Can you roll for me? Hmm.
I won again.
um, so y'all keep walking. Well, first of all, one. Um, increase your despair by one. Dread goes up by two. Um, you get a severe consequence.
Yay.
So just everything, the lottery of bad consequences. Y'all walk, the hand that's warm in yours holds you tightly. Then suddenly, as y'all like are bleeding through these memories, walking sideways like a mirage of memories in a way, you suddenly jump to a memory you don't recognize, and from what you can tell from Bianca's face, also doesn't recognize. And like looks around. You are at a Broadway play, sitting in the audience, arms together, like you're watching someone perform. And Valeria, you know who's on stage. It's Nathan. Nathan is performing Streetcar Named Desire, kind of an off-Broadway play of a way. So it's not on the main stage of different plays that are going around in Broadway. And he is shirtless, screaming Stella on stage, the final act. And people are cheering as like things come to a close for the whole performance. Y'all are watching it like, why are you here? But you don't feel like you can leave. You feel glued to your spot. And you feel like something terrible is going to happen. You feel someone's presence behind you lean over your shoulder. You hear what sounds like the guttural growl of a monster of some sort next to your ears, but you can't move. You want to, and you're almost able to. And then you see Nathan on stage stop. Everything freezes. And he looks around. He's like, what's going on? What's happening? You see the director come out. We assume the director is. It's like, instead of a moment of the play playing, it's the moment of him and the director talking about bad news put on display for everybody. Director says, she says, I'm so sorry, Nathan. Robert, he's dead. What do you mean he's dead? I just talked to him this morning. Like, what do you mean? Was it an accident? Like, there must be a mistake, okay? Like, he's not dead. They found him in this house. He was not responsive. Okay, what happened? Like, did he get hurt? Did he trip? Was it like an aneurysm or something? Was it like heart attack? He's really young. We're very young. He shouldn't be having a heart attack. He doesn't have any health problems. There was a needle in his arm. What do you mean a needle was in his arm? This is painful to watch for you. You just met this man. And then you hear that growl of your shoulder again, and it dips out of view. Like, it fades, and it seems like it travels up the aisles. This lumbering, agile thing. Long spine, towering, crouched over shoulders and head are behind him, and he doesn't notice it. And that conversation continues to happen. And he stops and realizes something's wrong and turns, horrified at what he sees. This thing is dressed in sweatpants, elongated, white t-shirt ripped. And he's trying to sputter out what you realize is Robbie, before it descends on him. Shoves his face into the floor. Sickening crunch. Razor sharp fingers on the edge of his face. Slices it off his face. Before he can scream. Before he can react. It was waiting for something. Who knows what that was? And all you see from your distance is a splotch of red where his face was. He falls limp. And you blink and the theater goes dark. And you shake in the darkness. Before you blink again. And you're standing on the train. Your hand still in Bianca's. She also is staring at the ground, horrified. Sera. You failed your role. So you got everything. I think you got the severe consequence and you did all this stuff already. While you wait, a moment of the kiss lingers on your lips. You're gonna remember it if you get out of here. You take a moment and you decide to play the cello. And as you reach the cello, you bring it back to the living room and you tune it. You hear a knock on the counter to get your attention. Hey, back.
Where was she?
She seemed fine. I think you were right, actually. Like, we do have two separate things happening at the same time. It's kind of weird. Seeing your double like that. Can we continue talking?
Yeah. Where was she? Were they
She's
okay?
From what I can tell, it's our memory of getting proposed. So, she's not happy with me.
Why wouldn't they be happy with you? It's a
Because
beautiful memory.
it's a very beautiful memory, but also remembering that I hid my ex from her isn't really a good way to come back and have a conversation about.
She brought that up or you did?
She did.
But that was the last thing we talked about before you left. No.
Oh,
You're
you're
that
so
other one, aren't
smart.
you?
You're
No.
really smart.
No. 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 She's going to be back any moment. Okay?
Are you sure?
You need to go.
I'm not going anywhere.
You need to go, though.
You think you have power here?
I mean,
You even know how to get out of this situation right now?
Rose said that we could leave at any time. So I'm
Then
sure.
do it. Gestures to the world. Look.
I think I sit down and I put my bow after kind of resonating my bow, I put it to the strings and I play like the first kind of opening chords of the Flower Duet. That's like the song that always kind of centers me and grounds me. And I just kind of think about the train and I think about Rose and I think about all the people that I met and I just like try to go there. As I've read in Lucid Dreaming, you can kind of use those touch points to get where you need to go.
I think that's really good. Please roll, but also we're still in the middle of your consequence. So
Yeah. I got 4.
That's good. So 4, increase my dread by 2. You know, I'm just gonna use my dread to give you a 4 so that we're all balanced out here.
Okay.
No, you.
It's fine.
Now choose to suffer a severe consequence or raise your despair. So we have severe consequences happening right now. You want to add another severe consequence?
Can I choose after this severe consequence?
Yes, totally. You can. You could totally choose after this.
Let's get to the end of this one and see how we feel.
Okay, that's fair. That's valid. I understand that.
Okay.
So you do succeed that, and you're like, okay, all right, this is working. You're able to like feel a tug. Actually, since you did succeed, increase your hope by 1. We're so close. So close. Focusing on the present and focusing on the physical, your physical body, your physical life. Knowing that if you do that, that will help you to come back to where you were. And then you feel a presence right in front of your face as you're doing this. In your breathing room. Hands drum on your knee.
What does this smell like?
It right now, from what you can tell, it smells like floral, woodsy.
I give it just a couple
Sera.
more seconds of trying to power through and then
Oh,
not
that's no
getting
fun.
anywhere. Open my eyes.
Still see her striking hazel eyes.
What do you want?
Oof. I don't normally just tell people that. It's not fun doing that.
Okay. I stroke her cheek
Leans
and put
into
my
it.
hand on her shoulder, like in her chest, kind of like that upper region. What do you want?
When you ask so sweetly like that, I have to give an answer. And reaches forward, gently touches your face. That thing that makes humans who they are. This is your soul, like traces your face down to your neck, down to like where your heart is. I don't really care for the physical of y'all, but I do care about your core, what your identity is, who makes you who you are. On a soul, that's this pretty thing that you call a face. Are you just gonna give it to me, pretty?
I mean, I can't give it to you and leave here, right?
No. Unfortunately. That wouldn't be the first time someone just gave in, either.
What happens to me? I stay here in this apartment with you forever?
Technically.
And you'll look like this forever?
I'll look like this if you want me to.
Can everyone else go?
You want everyone else to leave?
I mean, I don't think everyone deserves to be here forever.
And you do?
I'm in an unfamiliar city with no friends.
I'm not going to talk you out of giving in to me right now, Sera. But that's not how that works. I'm a greedy, greedy being. It's not going to stop with you.
Well, then I see no point in giving in.
I do like when they run, though, or try to run away. There's a cut when she like flicks your chin, underneath your chin. Oh, sharp cut right there. Make it fun for me, pretty. And then you find yourself standing in your apartment. Your apartment this time, not Sarah's. Gathering her stuff for packing. She's not looking at you. She looks bothered. Like there's something on her tongue that she wants to say, but also decisions have been made. She's packing to go to New York. It's a mixture of like anger and sad, heartbroken. At this point in time, you've done everything that you could, or you've talked about this to the ground of come with me, don't come with me. You're staying here, why? Come with me. And you knew she felt like you chose everything else but her. But she also understood because this is your life. So she's on that line of being mad with you and understanding. But it's raw. You remember in this memory, she just came here, got her stuff, and didn't talk with you. Period. If you asked the question, she gave you one-word answers. Go through the next memory. Facebook. Seeing engaged on her status. Picture of Valeria. Nothing like you. Nothing that you expected Bianca to go for. She's cute. They look cute together. She looks happy. You can't help but feel the frustration. That could have been you. It could have been you, and you've never been able to stop thinking about her, even when you've dated out other people, even when you've changed jobs, even when you were stuck at third seat. You think about her when you wake up, and you think about her when you go to sleep. If not every day, every other day, 3 or 4 times a day. You called 3 or 4 times a week. You thought you had a chance, and then you realize you don't anymore. In your Seattle apartment, seeing this, wondering if things could have changed. Then you snap through and you go to a memory. You're on the phone with her. No whispering this time. Hey. Hey, Sarah. She didn't sound well.
Are you okay? You sound exhausted.
I've been working all day and been standing on my feet. And I just feel a little weird.
You need to take a break. You need to rest.
I would love to, but I'm the only one that's running this place for a few days, so I really can't take a break. And I have to put in these hours so that we can pay for the wedding, so.
Yeah, but doesn't she have some, like, fancy job?
Yeah, she has a fancy job, but weddings are expensive, man.
You're seriously gonna have a big wedding?
She wants a big wedding, so we're going to have a big wedding.
I thought you were the kind of person that liked cute little backyard things, little events where it's just the people that you know that are closest to you. You're going to cater the whole thing. Like, what?
There's a silence on the other end.
I saw that ring. Like,
yeah.
How much did that cost? It's huge. Like,
let's not talk about it, huh? Like, I don't want to talk about how much money I spent. It's a gorgeous ring, and she looks amazing in it. That's what she wanted, so I got it for her.
So many compromises you're willing to make.
Please don't start right now.
You know what? You're tired. I'm, however I am. Get a massage. Get a massage. I'll send you a gift certificate. The last time I was in New York, I had a really nice massage at this hotel. I'll get you a massage. Can you promise that you'll take it, even if it's tomorrow morning before work? They're 24 hours a day. Like,
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll I'll do that. I'll talk to you later.
yeah. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Clip. You look at the phone and it shakes in your hand as you remember what happens a few hours from now, from that moment. 24 hours later, she's gone. A chin rests on your shoulder. Want me to keep going?
I don't need you here to remember every second of this. You know that, right?
But your torment gives me so much pleasure, Sera.
This plays in my head whether you're here or not, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I mean, what is the purpose of you?
To make you feel worse, I guess. Why didn't you tell her to stay? Why didn't you go to her in New York? Why did you do that?
Because I thought I had more time. I thought, give it a year or two,
Oh,
maybe 3. She'll miss you. You'll miss
silly
her.
mortal. Time is just an illusion for y'all.
I didn't know that she was going to meet someone that she couldn't live without. So,
She couldn't live without you either.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Literally, actually.
That's so fucking rude.
I know. You think I care about rudeness?
Obviously not, or we wouldn't be doing any of this right now. I am grieving, and you are trying to, eat what remains of my heart? I mean, there's almost nothing left for you in here.
Oh, I don't eat you. Ugh. Like it walks around to the front, still looking like Bianca. I just take you.
Can I ask you something? Can you look like literally anyone else? It would be one thing if you were her, if you could pretend to be her, if you could act like her, but this is some other shit. And I just
You want me to act
it.
like her? Would that make
No,
it better for you?
I don't think you could. She was flawed, but she was really, really good.
You have a choice because we didn't select it. Severe consequence again, or increase your despair. But if you do, you will go to 5 and you will die.
Severe consequence.
Okay. You are done with this thing, whatever it is, wearing the face of your lost loved one, and you center yourself again. And you latch on. You did succeed. So, that's a good thing. You latch on again. And you remember the present. Trying to get to the present. Take a deep breath. And you feel your surroundings shift. But rough hands wrap around your wrists. The bite slice into your wrist. Something sharp digs and it hurts. Why does it hurt? Aren't you like a spirit or soul or whatever got detached from your body? How does that work? As if it's trying to keep you, root you. So you get sliced through your wrists. Though, when you finally are released, because it worked, you open your eyes and you're back on that train. You look around and you see Valeria and Bianca.
Oh my God.
You look down on your wrist. It's just deep gouges. There's no actual blood coming out. But it seems like, hey, there's a dip in it kind of situation. You see the red. That's about it. But it hurts.
You're you now? You're you.
Yeah, are you okay?
You found you're
Yes.
okay?
Yes, I
Valeria.
was.
You're both okay.
I think Valeria is holding, like, still holding a hand over where, like, you know, the slice in their faces. And she's just like, I think she just runs to Sera and, like, gives her a hug.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry that I got the real one.
It's not your fault.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
That's not your fault.
It's no one's fault. It was a waiting room situation. I didn't know.
Are you okay? This thing keeps wearing your face and it's fucking atrocious.
I don't like that. She looks around through the windows of the train. This is what it looks like for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, also, by the way, before I forget, increase your hope again. Because you did the thing again, Sarah. Before I forget. All right. Can we just talk real quick, and then can y'all leave? And I, like, respectfully, from the bottom of my heart, I love you both. But if that's happening to both of you, something's here that's not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So I wish that this went how it normally goes. You come to visit and we talk. But we're on a speed run for that right now. So I'm really sorry. Looks at you, Valeria. I'm really sorry I didn't tell you the truth about Sera. I really am. I was and still am in love with her. We grew up together, but she broke my heart. Not in like a, no one cheated or anything. No one did anything wrong. It was just, then she's pacing. She wanted to stay in Seattle, and I couldn't stay. I chose my career. She chose her career. And I'm not gonna lie and sit here like I didn't think about what if. But then I met you. And I fell in love with you. I am in love with you. I wanted to marry you. Yeah, I compromised. I wanted this short fucking wedding. I wanted to just go to a fucking courthouse and then, like, maybe we go on a trip somewhere and we just spend time with each other, or go to one of our family's houses and do a backyard thing or something. Yes, I wanted to do
just let
those
you have
things.
that. I should have just let you have that.
But that's not your fault. And that's not your burden to bear, okay? I wanted to give you everything you've ever wanted. That's my job. And I'd do it again. I just wish that what happened didn't happen. I wish I was in better health, or like, what the fuck is that? A blood clot? Like, how does that happen? How does that work? I work out all the time. Like, you know, it's just like, but there's nothing you can do about that. You can be mad with me, and I deserve it. But how do I explain I left the love of my life and the only reason Why it didn't work is because of distance. And that I still might love her still. I do. It's complicated. It's what do I say?
I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but like I get it.
Yeah, like this, it's complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wanted to be with you. That has not changed. Please roll for me. You're desperate. Did you want to reveal a scar that might help you in this situation? And or did you want help from Sera to maybe add, because you can reveal a scar, you can ask for help, you can pilot, you can stockpile it, you can do that. It's
Do I help?
Yeah.
if you're helping, increase your anxiety by 1.
So as someone who's helping, do I just give an extra die, or do I have
you
to
give an
roll?
extra dice? You just give an extra die. If
Awesome.
they fail, or like whatever they fail, if they do like straight up fail, you get the consequences just as much as they do. So you both deal with the consequences essentially.
Wow.
So increase by 1. So that's 2 dice. Did you want to reveal a scar too, or you want to leave it at that?
I'll reveal a scar. Okay. Yeah. So I think they were at brunch with their friends. Valeria, Bianca, and like some of their friends who were like recently exploring polyamory. And I think those friends had just left. And Valeria had had a couple Bloody Marys. And I think Bianca tried to like get a temp check on the concept of polyamory. And Valeria just kind of laughed it off. Because they're very uptight.
That's valid. What do you want to name that element? Temp check?
Yeah.
Where am I writing? I don't know why it keeps on going to like
The shadow realm.
Okay. So that's 2 dice. Increase your anxiety by 2.
Okay.
Alright. So now you have 3 dice that you can roll in this situation.
Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. There's a 6.
Hell yeah!
I also rolled 2 1s. I also rolled 2 1s.
The pain of the potential of what could happen. Increase your hope by... I'm going to increase it to 3 because, like, you're coming to amends. You're seeing eye to eye, you're talking. And you take that in and you're nodding. You appreciate the honesty. It hurts the truth after the fact. Like, once this conversation's over, you're not sure if you're ever going to see her again in terms of how you are right now. Maybe when your life ends, whenever that is, you'll see her on the other side. And then she turns to you, Sera. I told you already, but I love you. And I'm mad with you too. I really wish sometimes that you did come with me.
Yeah, me too. I moved, you know. When I met you for coffee, I went on a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it.
Really?
And I live in New York. And you were right. better. It's my speed. I miss Seattle. But my moms are coming to visit. And they're happy to have somewhere to go. And I should have thought about that. But I think I realized in your absence, you shine really bright, you know? And it can be really hard to tell how you're feeling sometimes because I just was so in love with you. But I was just scared.
Yeah.
I was just scared. You're fearless, you're bold, you're outgoing, and you take risks and you take leaps and you I was really scared to fail. I was pretty sure I was gonna fail. And all these years
Never.
talking to you since then, it just took time.
I know. There's a sad smile on their face.
It's time we didn't have, you know?
And they smile, and there's like a little cheekiness that crosses their face of, so what you're saying is, I was right?
Yes, you're right. Yes.
Okay.
I will wear a shirt. Bianca was right.
Someone make that. Someone needs to make that. Get it made, somebody. Call the presses, like says that to the car that's empty, that's still like rattling off, but then smiles.
Yes, please enjoy this.
I only get to once. I'm glad that you are enjoying your time in New York. And I hope that you continue to.
It reminds me of you every day.
It reminded me of you every day. Roll for me. Similarly, did you want to reveal a scar?
Yes,
and
I
ask
do.
for help?
I think I will ask for help. I think like as this banter is kind of happening and I'm like, you were right. I find like one of my hands finds hers and I think the other hand finds Valeria's. And I think in that scar, after we met for coffee, she had to go to her restaurant. She had something big to do, big day. And I think like out of curiosity, I followed her. And like, she got to her restaurant and like Valeria was there. And like, I watched them through the window and they looked so perfect. And it was a moment of peace in my heart that she was being taken care of by someone who loved her. That like drowned out all the noise of like my hopelessness and my sadness and my anger at things not making sense and not going the way that they should have. And like, I just kind of watched them and then thought about us and then went back to my hotel, packed and flew home.
Okay. So, Valeria, increase your anxiety. I think you might have already done it, but increase your anxiety because you're helping. And this element is, what do we call it? She will be loved. Because you're hurting me. So you can roll 3 dice.
I got 2 4s and a 1.
That's good. So increase your hope by 1. So it will be at 4 now. You're all at 4. You are at the line. So someone fails a roll, just straight out fails a desperate roll, or you select despair is the only way that's going to happen, right? Love in her eyes as she looks at you and squeezes your hand, squeezes Valeria's hand. The lights blink on the train. You see Jason tumble through on the floor, kind of like he was running and then falls to the floor, arms like around his chest as if he was holding somebody close. And he falls on his back and he looks up at the ceiling, and there's tears in his eyes. Oh, God. Sits up, looks around at y'all. Oh, am I interrupt something? Oh, my bad. Like, stands up. No, don't mind me. I just saw Mary. Oh, that was intense. Oh, this is drama, ain't it? Stands up fully.
I mean, it was. I don't know that it is anymore. And I think I
Yeah, I don't
squeezed
think it
Valeria's hand.
is. Squeeze both their hands too. I think it's okay now. Looks at you both. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
There's a gentle squeeze and release. And then she fades away. Like similar to like that sideways passing through your memories, the blend into the background. Like she's leaving, going somewhere else. There's another blink. And Rose appears, breathing heavily. She has several cuts on her arms, her face. But her cane is kind of busted, very much like she used it as a weapon of some sort. She's huffing. That's the first time that happened. Like her hair's a little messed. If it was like in a bun, like it's like slightly falling on her face. I'm sorry, y'all. We got infiltrated by an interloper of sorts, and I should have checked, but they normally don't bother. Oof. Does anyone looks around at everyone's faces? Does anyone know where Nathan is?
Yeah, he's not he's not gonna make it.
She like stares at you, stares through you. Okay. I just have some work to do when we get back. I am very, very sorry. This was meant to help y'all come to terms, not fighting for your spiritual lives. We can go back now. Like, reaches out hands for y'all. Amy's not there. You kind of remember how things worked, and you kind of put two together if you haven't already, that the interloper, Nathan, was a casualty, it looks like. You reach out your hands, and you try to latch onto that feeling you had when you first left your bodies. Holding hands, pulsing energy. Both of you roll. And if you want to use an element here, you can, but it's just going to be one dice. You can also say you're helping each other out if you want to do that. So, because you technically are. You're like joined at the hands and you're helping each other.
Yeah, I think we're helping each other. I think that works for me.
Yeah.
So, do you want to just help, or do you also want to use an element? It might not work. I'm just like, because if you can convince me otherwise.
I'm going to say, and I don't know if this would double for both of us, but the fact that we have been able to find like solace and peace here, especially in the face of like extreme duress, both personal and like non-corporeal, distress, like danger. I feel like we're doing what she would want us to do, which is go back to our lives and live again.
Right. I will
That's what
say
I was
that
gonna
She Will Be
say.
Loved can apply to both of you because it's both of your memories from different perspectives here, and different reasonings for what y'all saw. So roll 2 extra dice. What'd you get? Did you get 6?
Got 2 6s and 2.
Awesome. So definitely passed. All right. Valeria.
I got a 6.
Amazing.
2
All
Aw.
right. Full
Whew.
successes. Your dreads go up, but who cares? Y'all increase your hope to 5. You survive. You see the pulses. You feel the pulses between your hands and your bodies. There's less people, but it still works regardless. There's the speeding of the train. You feel or hear that guttural growl around you, demanding, wanting to participate, trying to get in to the train car. As it speeds through, you can hear glass screeching, trying to pry the door open. But you hold firm. The memory of Bianca is enough. And then in a jolt, your eyes open, your hands are all joined. You're sitting around on that train platform. Amy's gone. Nathan is still there. But he doesn't wake up. Rose stands up, kind of stands up on her knees and checks his pulse. He still looks alive. Like he's a little pale, but like more just not well. Okay, all right. I have some things I need to do, but please all you go home. I know that y'all did get to see your loved ones, but not the way I wanted you to. Looks at you, Valeria. We'll talk. I'll answer any question you have. Same thing with you, Sera. I just know that I work with her, and I have to explain myself. Very much. Nods. Take care, everyone. He looks at Jason. He nods down at her. She looks up at him, grabs his hand, squeezes it. There's tears of mixed emotion, joy, and confusion. Because what spiritual journey is real is what you're left with. Y'all all leave the station gathering your personal items, your tether to the mortal world. Not only is it a beautiful memory, but now it is your lifeline to here. You realize. The time strikes 1 on your phones. And you hear that grate for the entrance of the station open. Winston, you can hear like, are y'all okay down there? Kind of. Rose says, like, okay, I don't want to hear about it, just get out. Keeps fully opens it the rest of the way. Y'all see those brilliant gray eyes in the dark. As y'all exit, look back over your shoulders as it closes. Epilogue. Sera. After this happens, you've been changed. You figured out exactly how Bianca felt. Before, after, everything that was speedrun wise, everything that was said, when that was unsaid became said. You feel lighter. How have you changed because of this meeting? This situation, this opportunity? What changed for you?
I think every day I had emotions and intrusive thoughts that I really didn't want. Some were like really happy visions of like the future we could have had. Some were just like playbacks of the fight and all the things that I could have said to like make her stay. Like just lots and lots of loops of just bad. It was always wonderful to like see her face. But everything else about it was just bad. And I think after this, the morning after this happens, I think I wake up late. I cook myself a really nice breakfast. And one of those moments comes into my mind. And like, there's a feeling of pure joy, sadness because she's gone, but just absolute joy that like, I was privy to a love like that. And I got to share in a love like that. And I think I look over at my phone and I send a friend request and a text to Valeria and ask if she wants to meet for coffee later at the French patisserie.
I love that. That's really sweet. Valeria. Bianca was honest with you. You felt like there was something unsaid about this friend that you now know wasn't just a friend, was an ex that was very deeply loved. And if circumstances had been different, you might not have never met. Or maybe if you had, it wouldn't be that way. But you were happy that you got to get the truth. To understand and not understand, because it's complicated emotions. You wish that maybe she did introduce Sera and the blow up might have happened, but she could have been a friend. She could have been someone that was another part of her life that you got to know. The Seattle life, the life that you didn't know a lot about, not enough about. Missed opportunities, but you got to see her again. The guilt is no longer there about if only we did things simply. If things were different, maybe this wouldn't have happened. That's not there anymore. How has this event changed you?
I think when Valeria gets home, she takes off the ring for the first time in a very long time, and it gets to stay in its box for the foreseeable future. And I think she hangs up that chef coat. She doesn't hide it anymore like she had been. And they start workshopping a text that she wants to send to Sera. And falls asleep with her phone on top of their face.
And you wake up to a friend request and a very thoughtful text from Sera. And you more get frustrated, like, that's what I was gonna do. But great minds is how you feel. Go to that bakery. That sounds like a really good idea. You don't go the next day, but you do go maybe in the next few days. You decide to meet up and trauma bond over astral projection, but also the person that you both loved. And you reminisce. And you unload about the past in Seattle, Sera. You unload about all the things, the accomplishments that Bianca had that was really bad at telling people. Like, was able to tell, like, yeah, I guess I won this thing, right? But like, oh, she did more than just that. She did X, Y, Z. Like, she really needed to, like, boost herself up, and I don't understand why she never did. And you'll both laugh at this, and you find commonalities of the person that was then, now, how they met. And y'all are enjoying each other's company. And you have that, you kind of leave with the pastries after talking for a while, and y'all go for a walk, and, like, you're enjoying the day. And then, as you're walking, someone's walking in your direction. They're on their phone. And they're dressed in a blazer, polo shirt, jeans, sneakers, chestnut brown hair, light brown eyes, looking through their phone, or his phone. And y'all look at him for a moment, and you're like, looks familiar. How do I know that guy? And just as you pass, you realize how you remember him. Nathan. That's right, Nathan. Did he leave with us? No, he didn't. He was there. But Valeria, you remember specifically what happened to him. And as he passes you, you hear low enough that no one else can hear, but only you two can. See you later, pretties. As they walk by. And with that is where we will end, everybody. Hello and welcome to the Melancholy We Weave. This was book 1 of this horror anthology. I have been your storyteller, Ambrose. I go by any pronouns. And I would love to introduce you to our wonderful main characters that have survived. Amazing. We're going to start with Quinn. Who are you? And where can people find you? What are you up to? What are you doing?
That's a great question. Hi, hello, I'm Quinn. They, them pronouns. You can find me on the health site formerly known as Twitter at @Quintastic_. It's Quintastic with 3 N's and an underscore because somehow it was already taken.
What?
Yeah, right? 3 N, like, it was so annoying. I do lots of things and I will yell about them on Twitter, so just go there.
Amazing. That does make sense. And Candace, who are you? Where can people find you? What are you up to?
Hello, I'm Candace the Magnificent. I am a TTRPG performer and voice actor. You can find me at the Candace Marie on Twitter and Blue Sky, at Candace the Magnificent everywhere else. By the time this goes live, there'll be more stuff that I'm doing. So check my socials. And if you like ukulele covers, every other Saturday you can see me over on Twitch doing some. I'll probably be doing some for, if this goes live in September, I will probably be doing some songs for Latin Heritage Month. And if you see this in October, it'll probably be scary music or Halloween stuff, or maybe creepy goth stuff. We'll see. I've got some themes, maybe. And if you're going to be at Big Bad Con, please come say what's up.
Yeah, amazing. And hi, everybody. As I said, I'm Ambrose. I was a storyteller for these wonderful 2 people that did an amazing job. I am the creator, director, and founder of Other Sider Studios. I am the keeper of the award-nominated Arcane Core series. And I am an award-winning TTRPG performer and storyteller, and I keep on forgetting to say that. Yeah, this has been an amazing project. This is our final chapter. But this is not going to be our only book. So stay tuned for book 2. whenever that is planned, we will be announcing when our cast has been selected for the next round of horrifying and tragic tales. But until then, talk to you all later. And again, see you on the other side. Take care.